Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In my today's video, I'm going to share with you another fully stack e-commerce website which is going to have a fully functional server application and also an admin dashboard, then a client-side application, the one you are looking forward to. And we are trying to cover up each and every single segment of this application, how you can contribute, how you can also modify on that. So basically, what you're gonna get after the end of the video, you're gonna get a running, completely, fully functionally done of that client-side application. Then you're gonna have another, which is going to be an admin dashboard, where you can see, like, you can add products, you can see the product list, inventory, categories, brands, almost every order item. And basically, I'm gonna come up with each and every single segment what you're gonna get, and then you're gonna also having your own API backend. If we just go with that for the documentation, you can see that's the documentation right here. But what I really love to open that, this open API documentation, where we're gonna have every single done, how our API gonna run, how the thing's gonna be structurized, and so on. So how you can start with that? Before starting, of course, the repo, it will be in the description, because I'm gonna share that repo link with you. And then this is the MongoDB, which we're gonna use for our backend structure for the database, and of course we're gonna use for the Cloudinary for our like hosting the images, and also you're gonna use the Vercel to deploy it. So there's a lot of things gonna combine it all together. So this is you're gonna build it at the end of the video. So I'm gonna just start showing you how the things can be done by so far. First of all, as you can see right here in our client, this is fully responsive for, especially for the smaller screen or bigger screen. This is coming like that. And as you can see, I'm running my local over here in the project. I'm having my admin, I'm having my client, I'm having my server, and everything running from that end. So I'm going to go over here again. So first, let's just give a quick tour of that. In the header, if I search any of the product, as you can see, I can see the product. And of course, obviously, if I click, it will take me directly on that product premises. And by the way, all the data is directly funneling through that. I need to refresh it. Maybe it's just gone. So all the data is coming from the MongoDB. So as you can see, okay, what's wrong here? Client okay, this is not the one, because that's the client one. This is the main one, that's why you are not seeing the data. So if I populate the products data, I'll be able to see all the products right here. So all the single data coming from directly from my database. So now in the banner, I can see, if I just click, as you can see how the banner is changing. This is kind of slick animation effect and others. And then also we have the home, we have the shop, we have about, contact, orders, and we have the card, and then there is a logo for making the sign in. If I click on, before going to the shop, let's explore the arrival section. So this is the new arrival, and also it's having that especially for the carousel. As you can see, you can like quick view about your product. You can just go and see add to cart. If I click on quick view, it's just redirecting, and that's also making a server-side page. So you see how fast it's loading. I can see home, and from the category, then the product, then I have the table name, the price, I can see the rating and others. I can go directly add it from here. I can also click adding like that. So it gonna just work the simplest way to make the functionality to be done. And okay, there is something more which I forget to show you. As you can see at the bottom, we have the description, we have the reviews, and also we have that related products. Now this product is coming from the same category listing, and accept this product right here. So this is a very simple configuration is going on there. Then after that, new arrivals, we have our best sellers, we have the product of the year, then we have our special offers, where we can see all the available special offer items. If I click any of the product, you see it's added, and I can add more quantity. If I click here, you can see that countable data is right there. Then we have the option like free delivery, easy returns, 24/7 support, secure payment. If I click over here, I can see the details of each and every single segment. Then we have little bit footer item, a footer over here, and that's pretty cool for that. Then we are having that our shop page. In the shop is particularly, it's gonna be a mingled through all together. As you can see right now, we're not getting data. I think it's just for my local structure. I'm gonna reload, and it's supposed to load the data. Sometimes it can work because I'm running everything, all three apps is running from local, so that can be happen. But Fear not, because what you're gonna get Orabi client, which gonna have the client side functionality, and also there should be an Orabi admin. The link, it will be in the description, and you can find all the data layer right here. So I'm gonna provide that two link in the description, so you can grab everything whatever you are requiring to access those. Now over here I can see the products. So this altogether there is only 11 products which I included, and there you can just search from the name. You see, you can clear all, you can search by categories, you can search by new look, you can search by the range, you can also use let's say 500 to 800, apply price filter, and then you can see your filter right there, so you can go any way you are looking backward or forward. And also you can see the list view. Now the basic thing is that I'm trying to conveying almost all the functionality I can measure, and of course there's a lot of other things which we will build by so far, but this is the build which I'm gonna give you, just you can understand. Because remember what I promise you, there should be that baby shop website which gonna coming up next, which gonna be a front end, a backend, a server side like a client, and then also the admin portion and the mobile application. So it's gonna be a fully patch up, a full everything there should be, which can make you a like an e-commerce pro guy, which basically what we are doing in this channel. And there is another request I need to finally make a foremost, that if still you are watching this video so far, please to subscribe the channel. Like around 82% of the people, you're not subscribing the channel, which is downgrading my channel by far. And for you it's just a single click, but for me it's a lot. It's gonna open a new window to me to explore a lot of things, so I can dedicate more and more time in YouTube especially. So it's up to your hand. If you want me to come up with lots of good project, you need to show your credibility. Please do subscribe, like the video, comments on it, whatever you are needing. I know I have some I have so many playlists which I didn't complete it, but I promise you it's gonna be done. And this application gonna be something very, very delicate, and you're gonna love it. But because I want you to build that one with me, so because the like an entry process, like a preparation wise, I'm providing you this code base, so you're gonna have everything whatever you're gonna done, but we're gonna done there in a very, very different way. There should be something more. So now over here, as you can see, I can go with the list view, I can go with the like the grid view, and also I can change the pagination. I can go from the newest, I can price low to high, I can go high to low. It's up to us how you want to handle it. Now over there, as you can see, there is an about page where you can see we can go about our history, we can just go about our company and others. Then also we have the contact page. Now in the contact page, as you can see, if you are logged in, you can send a message. Also in the admin, if you go directly in the context, you can find the user messages, what a user message and what kind of messages we have been replied. Also you can see the note is right here. So this is how we're going to combine, we're going to make it more and more interactive. So as you can see, we need to log in to send the message. Okay, fine. And also orders, as you can see, we can't access those routes. There is a middleware set for that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a fresh new account just to go with that. So let's just make that YouTube user, and it should be youtube@gmail.com. I'm going to put a simplistic password which can make us to go with that. And by so far, the first account, whatever the account is, that it should be using as an user account. Because if we just check in admin, you can go over here. Okay, there is some minor error. Okay, no worries, you're going to find that. Again, it's just can be for the local. Now I agree to the terms of service and privacy policy, create, continue. And now as you can see, if we directly go to our cluster over here, and if I just go to users, I supposed to see another users called YouTube user. So admin, my account, John, that's the one, is created. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna log in with that. So let's say it should be YouTube, and then I'm going to provide my password, whatever the password I used, and sign in, and I should be able to log in within my account. As you can see, if I click here, I can like welcome back YouTube user, whatever name we are pressing that, manage your account and preferences, and log out. We can do that. We can also edit our account. If you go edit, I'm going to make that 00882222 blah blah blah. Okay, there is something. Okay, I think, yeah, I don't want to access that anyway. Okay, that should be editable. Anyway, we can also access that through our like the admin site. No worries, we're gonna find that. So now I have a vivid description over here: the shopping cart, my orders, wish list, a shop now. If I go in my orders, nothing yet. And also if I roll back, if I try to go in the wish list, nothing yet because we didn't add it yet. Now over there, if I try to go in the shopping cart, as you can see, I have the items for the shopping cart. Now if I can't make the payment. Why? I need to create an address. If I just go try to build up in the cluster, and by the way, there will be so many things, it will not work at the real time. So there is room for you so that you can combine it all together to learn something more and more. So this is just a place where you need to challenge yourself. And don't worry if you're facing the problem, let me know in the comments. And I have limited time to go on that, but again, subscribe the channel because I want to be full-time on YouTube. Okay, so now as you can see, to get the shopping done, I need to go directly with add a new address. Without address, I can't make the checking on that. So I will go and try to add some more products to go by. And then, okay, this one, let's go over here. And I'm going to add a new address, which is going to be home address. And I'm going to make that house should be, let's say 26. City would be, let's say I'm living in Dhaka. So Dhaka, and state is in the Mirpur. And the zip code is, let's say, I think I'm going to make that one, and country, which is that Bangladesh. I'm going to just make a dummy number. And also I want to, because I removed that authentication for the number purposes, you can add it. It should be commented on there somewhere. So add new addresses. And as you see, whenever I add the addresses, this addresses is added directly in the database. If, as you can see, my addresses is empty for that user, if I just refresh on that, I should be able to see that there is something for the particular users is right there. So as you can see, YouTube users is already added one addresses. And as you can see, and also especially for the user card, as you can see, it should be updated too, right from their purposes or that instances. So right now, if I just go back right here, as you can see, okay, good. I'm having those scenario right here, so it's working perfectly cool. Now what I need to do, I need to place the order. So I'm going to click, as you can see, it's placing the order and it's directly going in my checkout segment. So now order status is pending, payment is pending, and place the date over there and whatever items I paid. And now there is two options to pay that, especially for like any user can make that pay online or they can do cash on delivery. So that's up to whatever the scenario they are going to use it. If I click on orders, I can see the order segment. If I just make it bigger, I can see all the date, amount, payment method, status, and all other, also the data. And I can check, as you can see right here, add to cart. If I click on add to cart, as you can see, the entire cart is added to cart with that particular 4 items. So you can just move your carts directly, move your orders directly to the cart if you are looking forward to. And now this order is not paid yet. If I click over here, I can come over here to pay. So I can go on cash and delivery if I make pay online. So that can be taking my phone number and others. But before making the payment, I need to enable one more things which can be really handy. And the thing is that I need to open my terminal because there should be running a webhook for us to do that trick and actions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the CD into, let's say, server, and then it should be Stripe, listen, API payment webhook. So that's webhook need to be running over there. Otherwise, whatever I'm going to make, because after passing the payment, it should be falling there. So now if I just go and try to pay, now I keep it simple. Why? Because this application, I'm not using the Next.js. I'm using simple React.js with Vite.js and others. If you can see in the structure, it's a simple structure and fully JSX, not TypeScript. I'm not using TypeScript because you people, so many of you people having trouble understanding the TypeScript. So I want to provide the TypeScript, which one we're going to make in the baby shop. So you can have a try, so you can understand it very simple and easy way, whatever the things I'm passing here. Now over there, if I just put like 4242, now there is another client like Stripe integration, which we love to do most of the time, but this time I just skip for that one. So let's say 123. Okay, I think there is something missing. 4242 4242 1235 123. I need to provide that zip code. So let's say put a zip code. and hit payment. So when we are hitting the payment, as you can see, it's just getting done and it has been succeeded. You see payment confirm, status is done. If I go in the orders, it's already paid, done, status is confirmed. If I go directly over here, go to in the orders, as you can see the orders is coming from YouTube user, and then confirm is everything is confirmed. I can just edit anything I want. Let's say I want to make it as deliver, it will be changing over there is deliver. If I go right here and if I just hit a reload over there, it should take the passing the data. You see it's in the real time fetching on that, so it's delivered. And also I can generate the invoices for that particular product here. If I just go here, generate the invoices, that's the one. If I go click and generate, as you can see, enter invoices generate, I can download, I can print, also I can make it share. If I click on share, it's gonna open up all the methods. You see I can go through mail and others and see how the way is focusing the logos. Everything is done in a very meticulous way. So now this is the category. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and create another for that. I'm gonna just go with that, add to cart, just go with the same amount. I'm gonna make the place order, done. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come over here in the orders, and over orders here I can just go, let's say order status is delivered, pending is just a page, and blah blah blah, save changes. And I want to see what's the scenario it can be. If I just reload over here, as you can see the order is paid. So you see, this is working perfectly aligned together. Even you are building the mobile application with that particular database, it's going to work similar pattern because the server is handling all the actions. So now this is the basically the simple method how you can build in the client side. What about our server? If I just make logout, you can see without login, if I try to head back to our route, if I try to head back to our dashboard, you cannot access. And the good thing is that I'm not using any server-side configuration for like Node.js or others. It's simple React application with simple JavaScript, nothing else, but we're handling it a very good way. So how we can really access that? First of all, we can either go with the create account, or I can go with the sign in. I already have an account, so I'm gonna create a new account, which gonna be, let's say I'm gonna go with that, or I can use that simple YouTube user. Or first of all, okay, youtube@gmail.com, and let's say we're gonna try this one and sign in. Of course it's gonna let us sign in, but as you can see, unable to load dashboard data because we are not an admin user, right? Only admin can access those data. How you can get the admin? There is a two option. First of all, you can get the admin directly entitled over here in the role. You can modify that one. Otherwise, if there is an admin which having the access for all the data, what they can do, they can provide you the access to like modify that. If I go user, I don't know why the user is not logging. Let's make a little bit of debugging over here. So get through the network, and I want to see what's the problem right here. So maybe you're gonna face the same problem. So better if I go, okay, there is a course policy here that's which supposed not to be, but let's say from 5174, that course should not be there. So let's go over here in the server. Basically, I'm going to go with the route of users. So that's the admin source, and there should be pages, and there should be our, where is that, users? Yes. So you're just going to handle everything. I'm going to just minimize that API user profile, which going to get the profile, and there should be another users. If I just hide that API, there should be, okay. Now it should go with the API, but I refine on that way. So I'm gonna check the data. Let's say I'm gonna just make to see response, and that should be providing me the response. I'm gonna see if the response is loading directly from here. No, network requested error. So from origin, it has been blocked by course policy. Okay, it should not block. If I just go and see my index.mjs file, and as you can see, localhost is already added, so that should not be blocked. Even I just directly make that one right here with a single routing parameter. Let's say okay, that's it. It should not block on that premises, so maybe something wrong here. We can find the solution on the user route to find what is actually happening. And as you can see in our route, where is the route? This update, that's the user. So should be, yeah, route value users. If I see the route value, API users. So this is the last one which you're having, users.users. So admin out, we need to also, okay, I'm just commenting that admin out just to see what is actually happening. So let's go here, and if we reload, the course policy should not hinder on that. That is radically a very, very tough situation is here. The course should not stop. If it stop, it should stop every single policy right here, as you can see. So that should extract each and every single parameter right there. Also, I can do one more thing, is that I can use my production API to go. So maybe, but it should not, okay, if I having the use admin users, if I have the get users, should be providing filter role, if no role, filter one role. Okay, if I comment on that, so providing exclude password with responses, and then passing that users, so it should generating like a proper message, but is handling the course policy, has been blocked by course policy, which should not be. And the course, it should not be. If I just, I think also you can pass that authorization including the bearer token. So maybe that could be having access with something. Okay, no, not yet. I'm gonna log out again, and then I'm gonna make that another attempt. Okay, let's try and see. It can happen, that's all the process of debugging and the not authorized try again. So this is really not cool. Okay, API error. Okay, so we got a different error right here. Okay, so our error is just destructurized, and we know now something gonna happen. So now response is coming, data is coming, not authorized, try again. So now we can see there is not authorized. So this is the token which we are providing. Now I'm going to go with another route which is actually working perfectly. So this is the route which is working, and in the headers we are providing the token as a bearer token. So I think in the headers, okay, we can provide in the headers on the bearer token. Okay, cool, I got it. It just happened to be, see, the problem, it was very simple. You see what I did in this route, especially for this premises, I'm gonna go backward over there. What I did, just passing that headers as a token, but it will not go with the header token because we have certain kind of setup. So what we need to do, we need to go directly on that, because the Axios, it cannot read on that way. So right now what is happening, it's just getting that authorization as the bearer token, and as we did, everything gonna working perfectly clear. So now this is up to you. You can try on that instances how the things can be done. And now as you can see, I am just an admin user, so I can now make that one as an admin too, but no non-admin user cannot do and access those kind of things. So this is how we can do. Now for that premises, as you can see in our dashboard, especially for the overview, we have total products, total orders, users, and details right here, and we can just see the status right here. If we click view all, it's gonna view everything. We have the popular products and others. In the analytics, we are having a kind of data of analytical data. In the products, we can add new product. Like if I try to add a new product, let's say I'm going to add a dummy product right here, and from that instances I can add some product. So let's say I'm going to use my image over here just to be adding the product. So let's say that should be a dummy product, and that product, let's say a test product over here, and then I need to select the brand, which new look, and the type. Let's say we're gonna provide a new arrivals, and like the pricing, I'm gonna provide $100, and also discount 10, stock should be 10, and then go select the category, accessories available, no special offer, nothing. I'm gonna just make with the others add products. So now error uploading products. What's wrong right now? It's just giving some kind of hintable data right here. Really, it's not so good. When I'm testing, it just making that error policy, but before it was okay. I just tested before and it was working perfectly fine. Okay, and then okay, again the course policy, and I think I need to do what I need to do. So I'm gonna just copy that headers policy. I think the similar gonna happen also here, because previously what I love to do is to create a like a dynamic parameter here. As you can see, that should be headers for that authorization, which gonna be a bearer token. If I add the product, it will add the product. So what you need to do whenever you're stacking typically on that, you need to go past that authorization as the bearer token, and then it's gonna okay for you. So no worries about that. Okay, as you can see right now, if you're watching directly, see the benefit over there. You can get the repo, you can clone it, and then you're gonna face the problem, and you're gonna just make a lot of things in the comment dumping like it's not working, but solution is right there. Now this is the dummy product right here. If I just reload on that, it's gonna reload the new product, which gonna just coming by. You see, quick look, now I'm selling myself. Okay, so this is the simple way you can add a new product. Now if you just want to remove from here, it's very simple. Okay, the same error. I know, same error, same thing's gonna be happen. Whenever I'm gonna do, I need to provide authorization, otherwise it gonna make things dirty. So let's say it should be delete product. It's right here or not. So if I go make that add, and this is just not in added, it's in the list, and on that particular list, when I'm gonna just make things done, this is released. And where is my delete function? So let's go handle image change, open edit model, close model, delete more. Okay, close delete model on delete. Where is my product delete? Okay, so this is the update. Of course it will not work too. I'm going to just change wherever I am needing to. So that should be headers like that, and for the response data, and then I think handle remove product. Yeah, that's the one which I need to make it better. I need to pass the header similarly like that. If I now go and try to delete, as you can see, it's deleting. So that just happened to be like that. If I just go and reload that, that will be disappearing at all. So this is the way you can add the product. You can also go with the inventory about it. You can go with the categories. You can see all the categories. You can add it, delete, and do so many things the way you prefer. Then we have the brands, where all the brands are loading. We have the order management, and from there also you can delete. Like if I want to delete my order, okay, you can delete. It's deleting. So whenever the barrier token is handled properly, it's working perfectly. Otherwise I need to set it the way I showed it there. So in the contact message right now, I'm going to go with there. Let's say if especially for the contact, I'm going to send a message here. So YouTube user, hi, how can I add my addresses? Okay, or you can say my addresses, and then subject should be my address, and how can I add my addresses? Send message. It's gonna send message is sent. You can go in the admin, just reload here, or you can refresh. It's gonna fetch new orders. You see unread. If I just click, it just updated that I already read that one. I can pass a reply. You can mark as read, and then I can go with that. You can simply add it from your profile or from the cart. That's it, Marcus replied. So now this is reply done. If I remove so, I can just go directly over there, let's say, and if I just go over here, refresh, you can see there is a message which is typically passing the way it's supposed to be, and that is looks perfectly aligned. So now this things is working good. I think it's perfect on that way. So now you know that is how the things can be done, and especially if you just try to see in the documentation all things are doing properly. Now as you can see, I'm running from my local production, so you can see everything working perfectly fine. What about whenever you are running your own things from your own local database, right? How is it going to work perfectly though? So this is the repo which I'm talking about. On that is having everything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make that repo public. This is the first time which I'm going to making it public, which having the entire front-end backend server solution for you. So I'm going to go, I'm going to change the visibility. I'm going to just change to public and make it public for you people, so you can use it as your own. So I need to go use the authenticator and others, so I'm going to just provide that one, or I can just go use my password, and I can go with that. Let's say, is it the right one? I believe so. If not, okay, we can try again. So this is the code, which is right now, I made it public. And now what you need to do once you are trying to utilize that, or once you're trying to cover up every single things. Now, what's the demo, which I have been shown to you? We're going to cover up each and every single segment right here. We're going to create our dummy setup. We're going to add our products. We're going to try to make all things done in real time right now. So you're going to have things pretty done in a clear way. So what you can do from here, either you can download the entire segment, or you can just clone it the way you feel it better. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open my GitHub desktop over here. So as you can see right now, and then what I'm gonna do, you can use your terminal by so far, no worries about that. I'm gonna clone that, and there should be already be shopping Vite. So that's the one. Okay, I'm gonna just clone it. So now you can just, like, you can copy that and you can clone it directly. That will be not an issue at all, as it's just having to be in public, so you can have it. So it's clone. I'm going to just open it in my Visual Studio Code, and after opening, we're going to discuss what's actually is there and what we need to add more. So now, first thing first, when you open it, you need to just focus what's actually you're gonna build. Every single thing is just explained right here. If you follow that with me from the top to bottom, you have the complete source. If you want to like get, you don't want to get the hassle, you want to get everything fit for you, all the setup, you can just go directly in my buy me coffee page, and from the shop you can purchase the latest code if you're looking forward to. It's also deployed in 412. You can also do that, and especially you see I reduced the price for the 20, because comparing that for the baby shop, which is priced very high, but having that different setup, so. And pretty much if you are not looking forward to have that, basically it's gonna cover up 90%. So 10% is right there, just for the lazy people. If you're not lazy, you're gonna do everything within that parameter. So you see the features here, what kind of features we are having. All the customer feature, admin features, technical features, and architecture, how we are following through. We have the quick start guide and others, but as you're with me, no need to follow that. We can go directly over here. As you can see, we have the admin, we have the client, we have the public, with just a simple in your terminal. And what I love you to do is open a 3 terminal together, because the first terminal, I'm going into server npm I to install every single dependencies, and let's say cd into admin npm I install everything. And for the client, cd into client. Now that client using that React 19 and some of the Vite configuration is still cannot access that, so we need to make that npm I with legacy path dependency. So hit enter, and now grab your coffee or take your bit of time. Or you can do one more thing. If you're like me as a coding geek, you will not wait for that. You can just minimize the terminal. Then I will go in the server. I'm going to open my .env. What is recurring right here? As you can see, I need that Mongo URI. I need the Cloudinary name. I need the Cloudinary API key, Cloudinary secret key. I need that admin email, admin password. This is too very minimal. If you're not putting, it's okay. I need this type secret key, publishable key, type webhook. So those all the data I'm recurring right now, and I'm going to have it. How we can have it? First of all, let's go in the MongoDB. So I'm going to open my MongoDB here, and then we're going to try to log in our accounts to grab everything perfectly. So first of all, as you can see, okay, and whenever you're working with the MongoDB, you need to have very good patience, which others can do. So that's actually is good. So right now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open a new user, like a new so okay, first, as you can see, you can sign up. But if you're having a Google account, no need to do other part. Or if you're having the GitHub account, you can directly log in using your OAuth authentication, like a Google account or a GitHub account credential. It's gonna just sign up and log into you. There is not no So right now, as you can see, I think if my connection dropped for a bit, I'm sorry for that, just cutting off the mic for a bit. So now over here, as you can see, I have my collection of data, right? So this is the collection which I'm using basically just to use our entire segment. As you can see, that client RAB and also the RAB, so both are from here. So please don't use that credential because it's gonna make problem for me. Use your own credential, but for I'm gonna share how you can do that. So first of all, what I love to do is make sure in the network access you're gonna open up that one for 00, that 0.0.0.04/0, so it can access anywhere. But if you're using that at a current IP, which I don't want, you may see my IP, but you can do that thing anyway. So you can try to use that IP, okay? And then we're gonna have a database access. So I'm gonna, as you see, I am having one admin access right now, but I'm gonna create a new database user, which gonna having all things. So I'm gonna make that as a YouTube. And also I'm going to put a password of as a YouTube. Okay, we make sure not to use that credential, which I really not recommend you to do that. So first of all, I need to add a role. In that, I'm going to provide an Atlas admin role and add a user. So now I'm going to having a two separate user, one for my occasional, and then I'm going to also adding that one. Now let's go in the cluster and how I can connect. There is a two separate way to connect, but for basically I'm going to go with the Compass right here, but I didn't install the Compass in my application layer. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy this segment, right? But this segment copying is not actually that much predefined, but I'm gonna go with that. So that's the one. Remember the username which we put, which gonna be YouTube, and also the password which we did, which gonna be YouTube, right? YouTube. So this is the simple understanding for that instances. Then what I'm gonna do here, see in the cluster, I'm gonna provide a name of that. Let's say it should be YouTube, okay? YouTube, and then I'm going to provide some credential to that clusters, that what it can do and what it cannot do. So what I'm going to do is right here after the question mark, I'm going to provide that victory rights true and the majority and app name cluster 0. So as you can see over here, this is the clusters and that's the cluster 0 configuration. So that's the cluster name. If you change the name, you need to change that instances right here. So now what we can do, if we just open here, let's say our server is done. I'm going to make that npm run server. So you're going to open up the server and I'm going to run. As you can see, server is running, but something is crashing. Okay, it's saying Stripe core. So Stripe is making some problem, trying or nagging something because I made that thing. So let's go to create that Stripe to let it be work in perfect way. So I'm going to go in the sign in with my Stripe credential just to grab it from there. And if you are already like previously happened to be with me, you know how to make that done. I'm going to open a new credential. I'm going to just go with this one. I think, yeah, I need to open my, okay, I click beforehand. That's is not good. Okay, now it's gonna go. So after load the credential invite so far. So right now what I'm gonna do, we're gonna create a new app. Just as you can see, once you logged in, you're gonna redirect to the Stripe dashboard. So this our database is breaking because of that, and you can see what kind of course we are allowed of, especially for that origin. Now also Stripe is taking a bit of time to get loading, and over here if we go in our collection, I think nothing sent it yet because it didn't make the connection yet, because it's gonna make a reload of a YouTube user. So over here, as you can see, I think we are in the dashboard, and from the dashboard, so right now I'm using as of the particular account right here. So I need to wait a bit because it's in the sandbox account. Okay, no need. So from here, what I'm gonna do from the others, as you can see, I'm running that. I'm gonna create a new account, which gonna be, let's say it's gonna be YouTube. Create. So now it's gonna open a new account, like where I can just get the payment. So from there, I think it's automatically gonna change, or I need to change. So let's just see. I think it's changed already. As you can see, it's assigned there as a YouTube parameter, and also you can check it right here. Okay, I'm going to skip that one as for now, and I'm going to just go with the sandbox right now, because as I'm not using that for the production. And the good thing is that to go with the production of this Stripe, you just upgrade your account and every other thing's going to be fall back in a similar way, the way the sandbox is handling. Okay. Okay, cool. Because if our server is not running, it's gonna be happen to be a problem. Okay, as you can see, YouTube is selected. Also, you can see from there of the other account, YouTube should be selected. I think it's selected already anyway. Okay, right now I'm going to go in the developer tab. I'm going to go and click on that, especially for the API keys. And from the API keys, I need to have two API key. One should be this type secret key, one should be this type publishable key. So I'm going to copy that publishable key, pass it here. Then I'm going to use my secret key, and then I'm going to pass it here. And please in whenever you're going to changing anywhere in the application, you need to come in the index.mjs and then save it, and it's going to hit that button. As you can see, MongoDB cluster is connected, and if we go in our MongoDB cluster, if we refresh, we're supposed to be seeing another YouTube directory, and right now we'll be able to see all our model segment. We're gonna having our brands, categories, contacts, orders, products, and users, everything settling out. So now let's go in our admin. I'm going to make that npm run dep, which gonna start opening our application in localhost 5174, and that's the application is opening. Then I'm going to go in my client npm run dep, which gonna open that 5173. So you can change the port if the way you prefer from the config. That's very simple to go with that. So that's up to you. Now over here, I'm going to log out because it's accessing the previous route setup. And right now, I'm going to create a new account. So let's create a new account. From here, I'm going to make that YouTube admin, or I can make it a little bit of capital, YouTube admin. Let's put a password. And I will go with that. And then I'm going to also trying to reach on that scenario. If I make create an account is created. If I go in the cluster data, if I particularly go in the users, as you can see, I will be able to see an users. And as the first user, I'm going to change the role right here. I'm going to make it as an admin role and then update. For the first user, for the first admin user, I need to manipulate in that database right here. So right now, if I just go in my array B here, let's say it should be youtube@gmail.com, and I'm going to provide the password right here and sign in. And as you can see, I signed in as an admin, so everything working perfectly fine. Let's go right here. And as you can see, no arrivals at that moment, nothing at that moment, nothing at that moment. It's quite fine. If we go in the orders, because it's taking from the previous, and it will just go over like disappear if I just go over here, because previous, I think the same token is using. Application here, I'm gonna just clear everything. I'm gonna clear all the session, all the admin purposes. So session storage, let's remove that. Okay, clear over here. Anyway, so this is coming from my previous order, so no worries about that. Now I'm gonna make that as an admin, not like that. Should be youtube@gmail.com. If I use my this credential over here, it's gonna open a new account which having nothing at all. So right now, from where you're gonna get all the products, images, and others, fear not, I'm covered each and every single segment for you. So as you can see over right here in that, especially in the server for public and in the products, you can see all the products right here. Okay, you can add all the products, and also like all the, and also if you just visit, especially in the client, in the public, I think the client public doesn't have, I think admin admin having all asset images cell. So this having the cell images, okay, that's the admin. In the client, in the source asset images, yes. So the client having all the images, all the banner images, all the product images, whatever the bestseller product could be and the other product could be. So this is the all the setup a client has. Now there is one single commitment which you need to have, is that the cloud I'm going to open that Cloudinary. So Cloudinary, okay, cloudinary.com, and I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go, let's say I'm going to go with the login credential, because okay, I'm gonna go with login with Google, and where I'm gonna use my another new account which I recently opened. So let's say that should be dev, I think, React BD. Okay, I'm gonna go with that and continue. Okay, unknown user, so I'm gonna make the sign up as is a new user, or I can just go with the login. Okay, anyway, so no need to do a lot of things here. So let's go. I'm gonna go with this account right now which I'm using previously. Hit continue, done. And after that, we can just go. As you see, it's loading. I need three separate key. One is the Cloudinary name, API key, secret key. So these three together can combine all the things. You can see the asset, whatever the image you have, especially in the asset directory. That's where you can load it each and every single segment right there. And after that, in the asset directory, you can see you can view all your assets like that. And also you can view your asset in the folder structure, which I did, creating an REB folder, then having every single segment and collection and others. So now you need to click on the settings, and from the settings, as you can see, API keys, that's where you can grab everything. You need to copy that name, and of course don't copy my name, use your own name from there. So that's the name over there. Then you need to generate a new API key. So let's say I'm gonna, okay, I need to get the confirmation which is just sent. I'm gonna just post the video a bit. So I got the code right here. Then I will just place it and approve. Now after approving, I am having, when I create that, that's the recent one I create. So I'm going to copy this one. That should be the API key. And then I'm going to also gonna view that and then copy this. That will be my secret key. And don't try to use it because every single scenario I'm going to remove it later on. And here you can use a JW to secret. So using, or I think this is the one which, whatever the secret, you can use whatever secret you want. And if you are looking forward to generate some secreted, you can just make that encoder, or you can see token generator. You can generate your secret from there. You can see the JWT token. You can also make any token you want, or Varia token you can generate like that, and you can copy and use it. So that's up to you, whatever you prefer. So right now, if it's going so far, if I try to go in our admin panel, so if I go and add more products, now we can add. So fail to load categories and brands, especially if we go in, that's what I face for that. If we go in the list view over here, or especially that's the where we are getting error. What you need to do is that, especially as you can see, we have the API product list, but there is two separate scenario where I didn't add the API. So it's all our building structure. That's why it's not there, but you can add it simply. And now you can have the list. So now we can add a new product. If we go click on that, I'm going to just redirect to that particular instances on that. So right now I am in my application. I'm going to click on the client, and from there I'm going to click on source, and let's say it should be the assets products. And right now I'm going to open that pottery base. Okay, but as you can see, especially for the categories and brand, which I need to create beforehand to go with that, let's say I'm going to create, I'm going to just check in our, let's say, REB client. That's the latest one which we are using. So okay, there is some error, so I'm going to go directly in the shop. Let's close that. Okay, it's loading. Sometimes the network can be not to be fun. So let's say what product we have been chosen. So okay, we choose nothing yet. So I'm gonna just go with the baby toys. Okay, so let's go baby toy. Okay, that should not be, should be baby toys. Okay, that should be done. Let's say baby toys, and category description. I'm gonna choose no images, but I need to make the images. So there is one setup which I really want to change, especially for that. I'm gonna go in my server here. So where is the server? It's in the server, in the config, the Cloudinary. I need to provide a name over here. What I did is that, so that it will save in that particular, so that's the Cloudinary key, and that's the image URL. Anyway, let's save it wherever it's just handling right now. So I'm gonna just go with that, save it and create. Okay, failed to save category, no worries on that. Remember the one which I have been told you. So that should be the same case. If I just go in the order, So you need to just copy, especially for the order is working perfectly fine. But no worries, I'm gonna push that every single things which you are changing right now, so you can have it as your own. So that's our order. Where do we get the order? Yeah, so that could be our segment. So let's go in the list. It's not in the list, it should be in the add where we are adding. So, and of course over here also should be API, which you miss, or you can directly paste the API the base URL. And now handle change, where is the handle image change, handle upload product? Yes, so that could be it. Our response, and here you need to change the headers. Okay, so which gonna be coming as a variant token, but this is not for the product, this is for the categories. So let's go and click on the categories, and no worries, if you are okay, API category, this is the fetch category, but we need to make that handle image, handle submit, category name required, category name required. Yeah, this is actually happen to be there. So what's the problem special is finding right here? So let's see the sources. Okay, let's try. Okay, you see the API category, so you need to make /category. That's just a simple, as you can see, we have that handle submit, but it need to be API. So it need to be API. That's it. Now, if we come here, click on that. No. Yeah, you see, saving. So it's working, but not working. Anyway, we're gonna see again. So if we try that in the console, let's create saving. API is a bad request. Why? Keep alive, but showing some bad request here. API category. So, did we provide that our backend? Okay, if I go in our admin here, yeah, this is our backend structure. The backend data here in the server is looking cool. Temporary file cleaned, so looks good. And okay, I'm gonna make a reload here. Let's try one more time. Let's see if I may try to make add category. Let's say test, and I'm gonna open the image right here. So let's do that. Try to create saving. Fail to upload image. Okay, so it cannot upload the image there. Why? Okay, fail to server respond. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, early for more information, especially in the hook category. So let's see over here. So let's say test should not. Okay, that should be passing on the network. What actually is happening, we're providing the payload preview failed to upload image. So basically what is happening, our Cloudinary is not helping us to do the work properly. The Cloudinary secret is the Cloudinary database, and that's the access which we are providing there. What's the problem with the Cloudinary? The categories from data, images, category images require, and then image, which gonna passing that as a from data. Fail to save category. So what's the error we're getting? We're getting the fail to save category. Fail to upload image. So that's the one which you're getting. So what's the message? Fail to upload image. No, I think it's coming directly in the backend. So let's go here in our server. In the server, we are going to go directly, especially it's good for you so that you can having a proper understanding on that. So we're going to go directly in our category route. So that would be our category route. And over in the category route, we have the API category. Now this for the post, put, and add method should be here. somewhere. So post method where upload a single image. Okay, so admin auth, create category. I think that basically the problem is right here. So upload a single image, upload single image. So the upload is not working, especially over here. I think they're saying, okay, image file, manage file, only image file are allowed. Okay, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna make a little bit of logout right now, and I'm gonna use my like YouTube account again. I think something which it can be problem with the, especially for, because I used a similar for my local host, so it can be having a minor problem over there. So right now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to use a brand over here. Let's add a brand. So should be test brand, and then let's say test. I'm gonna choose the brand image from here. Let's choose this one. Fail to save brand. Why? This is annoying a bit. Okay. Add value is null. So should be the brand. Where is my brand? That should be somewhere. So brand. Okay, I can simply search on that. This route is the brands. Okay, brands should be admin pages. Okay, so in the admin pages we are having the fetch brand, where we are fetching all the single brand, and then handle image, we're handling the image, handle submit. Okay, so I think we need to go API /API/API. That's it. So if we just clean all and try to create, it's saving. Okay, getting the bad request, but from where? Should not be coming with a bad request. Network. Okay. This showing success and the other is showing is not success. Okay, over here, I should see all the brands. So I'm going to see in my database right here, if I refresh, if anything coming here or not. So till now, we are having nothing. If I go in the brands, okay, no, it's my previous data. Okay, we are still, this segment is not working at all. So let's go in REB admin. So let's say try YouTube. Load, create. Server is okay, file cleanup done. Failed to upload image. That is something odd. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use my previous credential just to go with that. I think that will work. I think if I go in my ENV, so I'm going to go in my server ENV right here, and then I'm going to try my own credential, the previous credential, because it's having that multiple application scenario, so it can be done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove that, and I don't want you to see that, so I'm going to just paste that, save it, and then I'm going to just simply close the file. Okay, I just changed my credential, the 3 credentials which we have been done. So create. Okay, again, fail to, I think it could be something relative part, okay, of clearly, okay, I think it can be happen to be something, the hook. I'm going to reload again for the entire segment. Okay, nothing else. I just reload that and it's working. Okay, anyway, so it just happened, you know, credential is the previous one. I reverted that. So that's the one which again, I'm saying because I use like lots of issue because it's using the same path, so it can be happen to be problem. Okay, so otherwise it should not be happen, like any problem would not be there. I tested and it's working perfectly. And so I'm going to add a new product here. So let's say wall clock, I'm going to add, and we can just simply grab the details from our live over here. Let's go in the shop. Where is my, or I can search wall clock. Okay, I think there is a temporary be having some issue over here. So if I just search, okay, no, it's still not getting. So I'm going to just manually go and grab that. Okay, let's go and type that. Should be the wall clock, and here the wall clock, and also it should be, let's say, the type. Okay, anyway, okay, I will copy this portion and then copy this. New arrivals, so it's gonna show our this 134. I'm gonna probably and okay, that's okay. Category, test category, select the badge, select the offers, that should be electronics, and then adding the product. So it can add right now, so it should not be there. So right now, if we just come back in our front end, if I just reload here, we should be seeing one product which is going to be a test product right there. And if you can see, we're going to add, now you can add your more product, you know where to find. So I'm going to go over here. Now as you can see, I can add new address from here, which going to be, let's say, home address, a test address, test city, and test everything. I'm going to just put that test and test, and optional number, which is I'm going to make it as default. Add address. Okay, now I can place order. Missing require address field phone. Okay, anyway, I need to provide the phone. Oh my god. Okay, because the API is taking a home, like you can change that, so no worries about that. Test. Okay, the zip code, because the validation is there. Let's say it should be another test, and I'm gonna just put a phone number. Okay, I'm gonna make it default. So now it's having that. No thanks, place order. Now it's gonna go directly there, placing the orders, and now I can go over there. I can pay online and go like that so far. Now there is one way you need to show it. You need to set lots of other things, like you need to create the webhook, you need to set the middleware and others. Now to create the webhook, this is also pretty simple. What you need to do is that whatever account you are make that, you need to install Stripe globally, then you need to Stripe log into it and then enter, so it will take access in the terminal, then only you can use the webhook. So now as you can see, it's accessing my terminal over here, so that I need to provide the permission. I need to show in which account it just logging in, and then it can access the retrieve the data by so far. Okay, again it sent me the code. So I'm going to open it in that tab, and there from there I'm going to get my code. So let's go, and I'm going to look for my account right here. Okay, and again it may be a little bit messy, but no worries. Once we're gonna create the baby shop, you're gonna have to, like, you know, a step ahead what we are going to build up and how we can go by so far. So I think it's gonna be providing you a boost up to start from the crow, so no worries about that. Okay, so by providing the allow access, you see you can just choose whatever accounts you want to provide the access. Now I'm going to make that, let's say, Stripe listen, and then I'm going to provide to my webhook route, which gonna /API/payment Stripe webhook. So if you are just looking forward that, especially you can see the payment route, you can see /API/payment, and over here in the route you can see Stripe webhook. Now I need to copy that webhook, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna paste it here. If it doesn't have the webhook right now, your like your payment route, it will not work, and if the payment route not work, your order, it will not save in the database. So that's the gig is right there. So if I just go directly here, if you can just go and make the payment instances the way you are looking forward to. And why was wrong here, why the card is not working. So okay, what is actually saying amount you payment is secure and encrypted. Okay, let's go. We're gonna make that, we're gonna go with our checkout pages, so where we can see, you see there's a lot of things to look forward to. It's not a simple things, but a lot of things gonna there. So some things can work, some things may not work, but you need to figure out how to go and how to do the things. So right now we have the confirmation, and also we are logically providing every single data. So API user ID, so that's the Stripe, I think, pay with the card portion which we are looking forward. Okay, pay with the card, handle pay, and handle pay, set payment Stripe, method Stripe. Okay, so navigate Stripe success after having the payment intent. So okay, Okay, so choose your payment method, bill wave, handle pay online. I think for money bill, yeah, that should work. Mm, that's the Stripe payment. And over here on the checkout form, I think we are missing a bit of something which we really need. And as you can see, Stripe, like Vite Stripe publishable key. So that's the one which you are recording right now. You need to go in the client, you need to go in our ENV file, and you see Vite Stripe publishable key. So remember the publishable key which we use over here in the client, especially in the server. We can just copy that Stripe publishable key, and the entire segment we're gonna just simply pass it right here. That's it. And after passing that, now it's gonna take the reload, and we should be able to like use that Stripe payment method. If we click now, as you can see, we can now go with the visualization. Our method gonna work. Okay, I think 4242 and 12, 35, 123, 123, blah, 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 and 8 payment. And once you're hitting the payment, you can see our intent is working, our payment is done, it's confirmed. We can just go, you can also share order if you wanted to. You see, it's pretty simple in that way. Okay, now we can view. Now, there is something which is that in the order details, you can design your own order details, right? Some things which you can just go and access in the premium version, just to having you, what I don't want you to be lazy. I want you to try something. As you can see, very basic thing, the order details, which I am not using you to see, and also the contact, which only you can access. You can see the contact, there is nothing, but we have our API is done, right? So we can access that. So no worries about that. So this is just some of the minor things which you can access on that. Also in that admin portion, you can see contact portion, you see the contact messages only there, especially the API docs is there. So those are things which I really want you to try. That's it, just try, go for that, look forward to make something, and then do the things. It's very simple and very easy way to go by. So this is the entire segment for you people. So what I'm gonna do, I want to provide the code basis, whatever we are missing fall out over there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just remove, I'm gonna close everything from here, close that, and close that. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove all the credential parameter, which I don't want you to go and focus with that. And also I'm gonna remove that our package.log.json, because it's gonna initialized on that way. But you see that method is the one which I'm gonna provide that to you. So what I'm gonna do, let's say I'm gonna let's say updated or fixed API issue fixed. So now, in case you are having some more problem, like it could be possible you are facing some more, which I didn't face it because I just try to show how you can set things up, right? Whenever you're facing, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna change and push that to you. Now, one of the big thing is that, again, I'm saying, if you don't want it to try, you're welcome, because the good thing is that we're gonna try every single segment on that particular build, which gonna be handled with that Next.js, with our React.js, and also with the TypeScript, and with it Vite.js, and all other setup on that by so far. And also you're gonna use the React Native for our mobile version, and we're gonna start by next week building those structure, because the shop tech is pending for one video. I'm going to finish that, then we're going to start building. So this is the application which I'm providing to you, just you can start your own to understand how the things can be done. So the link, it will be in the description for that. You're going to have it, follow through all the segment, you can do very well. And again, if you're liking my things, try to finding something here. And there is one more things, do subscribe the channel. It's gonna really help me, and I can contribute a full time here if I can get something from the YouTube. And very soon we're gonna like enroll for our so some of that courses which gonna be coming up very soon. So please try to use that, utilize it. And if you're having any problem, let me know in the comments. Do it, make your own website, and also share the link. And there is one thing pending, deployment. Let me know if you can do it. If you cannot do it, let me know in the comments. I'm going to help you to deploy it. A very simple, very simple to deploy that. As you can see, already deployed in those things, so it's very simple to go with that. So all the best finish that, and I'm gonna coming up very soon with a new video where we're gonna find each and everything done pretty well. Till then, stay safe, be safe. I'm gonna see you in next build.